You know, I'm trying to sit here. I'm trying to understand. Well, not really understand why people think God always has to put you in favorable situations where everything seems like a bed of roses. Like, you know, if you're in a situation, friendship, there has to be reciprocity, stuff like that. And, they're giving you as good as you get. That stuff, that's a lot of times that's not God. A lot of people cut off people when they're not a good friend or they don't do nothing for them. And they cut people off with the drop of a hat. Well, what happens if God instructs you to help that person anyway? Can you be a friend to somebody that does nothing for you? God puts people, the Bible even says God deliberately plants the righteous among the wicked. So now you being righteous, do you think these wicked people are just going to bow to you? No. Look at God in the Old Testament. He has not changed. He had his Job. And Job, let Satan attack Job without a cause. A lot of preachers preach, oh, Job's mouth got him in trouble. Fear got Job in trouble. But God said there was not a cause. Even the Bible says, and all this Job sinned not against God or charged God falsely. So why do people think God is going to make everything a bed of roses? He's not. When you see him and you see the men of God that he's used, a lot of times these cats went through tribulation. You see God when they have disobeyed. You see his mercifulness, but you also see his wisdom, how he strategically took men and women down through prison, being slaves and service to other men. Next thing you know, they from the jail to the palace. You see family members trying to destroy the very men and women of God. So why do people think that, oh, this is not God? That's a trip. It's a trip, man. And people swear up and down, well, that's not God, and my God wouldn't do that. Okay. What God do you serve? You talking about Jehovah, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nisi, El Elyon, all of them. Yeah. Y'all are in for a rude awakening if you think everything in your life is going to be a bed of roses dealing with God. Because guess what? Like I said before, your faith has to go under test. You understand? You counted as sheep for the slaughter. And the reason this came about, a friend of mine, she became a friend, is talking about a situation I told her about. And like many others, including my family, they say, oh, well, that's not God and this and that. And I'm like, oh, Lord, do y'all not even understand? That's why I don't like telling people about certain things in my life. And they're not to even know about it, but they keep asking questions. Why do you keep asking questions? You're not going to understand it. Because a lot of people want to understand God from a carnal perspective. Not saying you're carnally minded, just saying from a worldly perspective. You'll miss God if you're doing that. Because see, then you're going to try to take him out of his character of being that God that is strategic in mind, that his wisdom super exceeds anything like it. He's so intelligent. The Bible says he takes the foolish things of this world to confound the wise. So why do you think you can understand him without going through life's tribulations, or not even life, spiritual, God's way system of taking you from one place to another? You're going to face tribulation. And a lot of it is going to be orchestrated by God himself. Satan going to attack you and think he pulling you down. And all at the same time, he working right in God's plan to take you up. So don't be so righteous and think, oh, God will not have you doing this and God will not have you doing that. And I'm sitting there like, do you know what God you playing with? This stuff. It's fun, but it can be a headache sometimes. It can be frustrating because walking by faith, and I'm going to say it 100 times plus 100 times and all that, as many times as I can, your faith has to be tried. You say you have faith, then you better get ready to have a faith action. Without that faith action, you cannot and will not go to the next level. So let's level up, y'all. Y'all ready for the fight? Come on, let's go.